Welcome back to the Playground Chronicles here on the Hodgepodge channel. Today we're diving into one of the most notorious villains from the Thundercat universe, Grune the Destroyer. From noble warrior to fearsome ghost, we'll cover his full journey across cartoons, comics, toys, and even the musicians who brought him to life. Let's jump in. Grune wasn't always a villain. He started out as a powerful and respected Thundercat, a close friend of Jaga. But like many great tragic characters, Grune's thirst for power and recognition became his downfall. After a bitter betrayal, he was banished, only to return as a ghost with a grudge and a mace that could shatter mountains. Let's talk voices. Grune has been portrayed by some of the most talented over the years. In 1985, in the original series, he was voiced by Bob McFadden, who also did Snarf. Talk about range. In 2011, in the reboot, none other than Clancy Brown, yep, the voice of Lex Luthor and Mr. Krabs, took on Grune's deep, menacing tone. And in Thundercat's Roar in 2020, the role was filled by Stephen Lee Brunner, better known as the Grammy-winning artist Thundercat. He would even write and perform the hilarious track Grune the Destroyer. Grune also made a splash in the Thundercats comic books. His first full comic appearance is Thundercats number 5 from 1986. He returned in the Reclaiming Thundera 2003, part of the Wildstorm comic line, a darker, grittier take on the classic characters. If you're a collector, Grune is a must-have. Vintage LJN, Super 7 Ultimates, and Ghost of Grune. All right, so here are the two toys I have for Grune. Grune, I love the name. Always loved his name, always loved the character. Again, with a Thundercat, he's definitely going to have that cat-ish go about him. So this is the vintage LJN that you could see here. We'll get more details going on about him in a second. And then when we come over here, we got this cool packaging. This is my first Super 7 Ultimates for Grune, and this is opening it up for the first time to me. That looks very cartoon etiquette, which I like. First things first that you can see, we got two head sculpts. We've got some things here that we'll talk about. We've got his saber. We've got a broken sword of omens, and we've got some more stuff just way back in there that we're going to open up and take a look at. The packaging here it has, that's a nice, that is a terrible drawing. Looks like a mad dog instead of a cat. But Grune was once a Thundercat. We heard that before, but he became very bad. And let's see if this is anything that I've repeated. Essentially, we've seen some of this. We've seen some of Jaga's ghost. And spoiler alert, he was defeated, which is kind of cool. So we're going to get into this one here after we do this one. But let's unbox this one real quick. Oh, Jaga got him. And we'll compare the two first. All right, so we've got Grune out and taking a look at both of them. They do have that absolute snaggletooth going on there. And they, weirdly for me, I did not think they would be about the same size and girth, but they are. Super 7, just a touch bigger than the LJNs. Didn't realize how big these LJNs were. It's been a long time since I've had Thundercats in my hand, and these really are fantastic. He was one of my favorite bad guys. I just loved the looks of him. He looked like a villain, kind of pirate-ish bad kitty. I do not have any accessories for him, but his action does work. And the LJN, so this is more cartoon accurate a lot. So you could see the panther that's on the side of this one, and then it's really more of a Mumra pit bull going for it. Does have that flowy hair for both of them. Has the head, and you can see the circles on each. This one's just more detailed. Got a silver chest over here. Got like a skin tone going on. Mine is very, very loose. I think the seller who I purchased this off eBay lied to me. It was not supposed to be opened, but it has definitely been opened because there was none of those little zip ties that I hate in that, which was kind of a nice thing, but I digress. The boots, they have the same kind of look, but different colors. And then on the back of them, where the action is, it's a connection for the two pieces that we'll talk about here shortly. So we're going to set Super 7 aside. Let's take a look real up close and personal here with LJN. Not a lot of playability in the toy, but if you'll look, both arms do move, which is, well, if I get my hand out of the way, which is an interesting, I mean, that was the way toys were. That was how you played with these things back in the day. There was no articulation. I mean, a big boot, like a Hulk Hogan boot was it, leg drop. And then you would hear a lot of this happening, which broke the mechanism in it. And that's why some of these toys are hard to get in nice shape because of that. And that's just part of doing business with 80s toys to have anything. This could have been a big brick like the LJNs of wrestling to where the big rubber figures are. I mean, this is a big upgrade compared to a Hulk Hogan or whatever wrestling figure you had in that. He did have some accessories. Like I said, I don't have them. We'll see the accessories. He had something that kind of famously looked like these, just not as nice and as good looking. But he did have that stuff. Now, accessories for this Super 7, dude. The Super 7 stuff is very nicely articulated once you get it. Yeah, the person who packaged this really did not do a all heck of a job, but it is what it is. Is he gonna stand? Because he does stand, which that is nice. Now, the first accessory that he has is this. You're gonna have to leave me a comment down below and tell me what's all up with this. I'm sure this has some storyline or story plot to it, and it being broken is a big deal. Looks like a manhole cover that came from a Turtles playset to me. So let me know what that is, because I have no clue. He does come with extra hands, kind of has a cat grasping, got a mace holding hand there, and then has the pairs of them that are over here. So we're going to not talk about those so much. Does have a different head to where you'll see on this one, he has the one tooth. This one, he has the two teeth to when he was an actual Thundercat, which comes with this and does have the Thundercat logo on it, which is very nice. This will go on nicely. Everything else is pretty much the same. The dogs or the Mum-Ra. I always thought that was a symbol of Mum-Ra, but, you know, nail me on that because I maybe don't know. But, you know, I don't have to have two of these. I don't care if he's a Thundercat or not, because to me, Grune was 100% a bad guy for me. Never even remembered that he was a Thundercat until I started diving into this little Playgrounds Chronicles thing. So he does have a mace that's spiked, and it will lock in here. I'm hoping it will lock in here. Let's see. It's a hard little hand, but it does go in there, which is nice. We'll hold it up. This is very prominent in the saga with Jaga. And these will go in. I think these are made for the other hands, but they will go in. And he's kind of got these punching spike dealies right here, which are also pretty darn cool. Let's see. This goes on the outside. The hand is jacked up here. There we go. Now we're cooking with peanut oil. All right, so he's got it. And then there is a broken Sword of Omens, which in the cartoons that we've shown on this channel so far, that's been something that we've looked at. This does not have a shiny piece to it or anything like that, but it is a nice Sword of Omens. It's broken, but it really does look good. I think Super 7 did a fantastic job of making these cartoon accurate, and it still holds up with the vintage toy because of how big and how girthy they are. I mean, really, that is a fantastic toy mold for a 1980s toy, and that is a fantastic upgrade right there. I mean, that is a good picture. That is a good thing right there. So let's get back to more fun details about Grune the Destroyer, and hope you all like those two toys, and on with some more stuff.
Your Sword of Omens. So, I've finally drawn you out, Jaga.
I suppose we were destined to meet again.
Grune was expecting Jaga. It was Jaga he was after all along.
He wants a rematch.
Surprise, Gaga. I forged my battle club from Thunder. Your fate will be sealed by the symbol you betrayed, Grune, the Eye of Thundera.
So after watching these clips and looking at the toys, what makes Grune so compelling? He's more than a villain. He's a fallen hero. His betrayal wasn't just about power. It was about his pride, legacy, and the feeling of being left behind. And the tragic complexity keeps fans talking decades later. If you love this breakdown of Grune the Destroyer, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more Thundercat deep dives down the line and all the other franchises. Tell me in the comments, who should we cover next? Until then, Thundercats, ho!